Alrighty, good evening, everybody. Again, this is Rob Gearing here from RobsNetworkers, excuse me, and Traffic Leads to Income. And we're going to talk about the HostThenProfit Eresponder and how it works with Traffic Leads to Income, how we can integrate these tools together. In particular, Traffic Leads to Income's step 4, when we start setting up our Traffic Leads to Income lead capture page, building our list as part of the RobsNetworkers.com big picture success plan. So let me head over to my, I'm going to head over first to my Traffic Leads to Income area. And we're going to start with that. So we're in Traffic Leads to Income. We're going to assume that we've set up our first 3 steps. And we come to number 4, autoresponder. Okay. Let me log back in again here. We come to number 4, autoresponder. Okay. So select our LCP autoresponder. And so we know we just joined HostThenProfit. We know that's a GVO e-responder. So we come down to the drop-down menu because that's what step 4 is about. It is about saying, this is the autoresponder that I'm working with. So we see Traffic Wave, we see Aweber, we see Get Response, we see None I will update later. And what that means is that None I will update later is I don't have an autoresponder, or the one that I do have is not listed in your dropdown. So that's the setup that we're doing today. So we're going to save that, and then we're going to move on to step 5. Uploading the picture is about one of the simpler steps that we have here. Okay, so that's no problem. See my nice little picture right here. I'm going to move on to step 6. And this is where me as a GVO, HostThenProfit, e-responder user is going to really begin my setup of my Traffic Leads to Income lead capture page. Because what I want to have happen, I want people to fill in the form on my lead capture page. They fall into my GVO, HostThenProfit e-responder, and from there they join Traffic Leads to Income, which is the tip of the marketing funnel, and they begin the setup themselves. Steps 1 through 11, the 11 steps of Traffic Leads to Income success. And what happens then is it's like a pinball machine of signups that you're getting, because once they really dig into this, they're joining HostThenProfit because they want to get the hosting. They're joining and they want to get the e-responder. They're joining your primary business. They're joining all these safe lists, all these traffic resources, all these other recommendations that you have. So you're going to want to make sure that you're upgraded tonight in Traffic Leads to Income, because would you not like to go into that downline builder and get rid of everything that you're not really going to move forward with and put in what you want? And maybe there's some things there that you love that your sponsor recommended. You're going to keep them. And then there's things that you want to add yourself. And there's things you want to get rid of. So that's the customization. If you're really serious about Traffic Leads to Income, if you're really serious about building your list and succeeding, $12.73 a month is not a big investment for the combination. When you start combining this with the autoresponder and the tools and everything that we're building here, that's part of the budget of success, that you're going to earn way more than what you're spending for these tools. So anyway, that's where we're at with Traffic Leads to Income right now in this training. So I'm just kind of scrolling around here. We're going to be dealing with this white box here. Right now, this is believe it or not, a lead capture page, and it's all the code, and there is a form that's in here right now. So really the biggest thing that we need to do, gang, is we need to go and create a campaign at our e-responder. We need to grab the form code for it, and we need to place it within this white box in the correct spot. And I'll explain to you how you see where the correct spot is at. We'll load the letters. I'm going to do a shortcut about loading the letters, the Traffic Leads to Income 6-part email series that walks people through this setup via email. And that's about it. That's what we're going to accomplish here. So let's go to GVO. All right. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to create a campaign. Okay. But I've made a shortcut here. I've made a great shortcut here. And I'm going to give you a code right now that you can, if you are a current GVO user and a member, let me come back to the room here to deliver this. This is what we call this is what we call a shared campaign code. 3WRJP7VC. Okay. So that will basically load up. It'll create a campaign called Traffic Leads to Income, and all the letters will be there. All you have to do is go in and edit my information to your information, meaning the referral links and the signature line and things like that. That's how simple that is. All right. So let me show you what this looks like. So if I go to list, so right now to show you where I'm at, let me go back. Let's just load this back up again one more time to make sure we're in our HostThenProfit back office. We scroll down, left-hand column, autoresponder. We're going to click on list. Okay, right here it says you can get copy of campaign by code. Get campaign. All right, let me type that in. 3W RJP 7VC. This is a Traffic Leads to Income exclusive 6-part email series. Oh, incorrect copy code. Let me try it again. I did this earlier. 3W RJP 7VC. Get campaign. All right. See, I told you there'd be a glitch. Let's go grab it by doing this. Yeah, what was that? Yeah, that's not the code that I needed. It's actually this. Okay. I don't know where I got that from. That must be something else that I wrote down earlier. Let me come back to the room. This is the code. That's the code. Not sure what that other thing was about. So we're going to go back now to our GVO Eresponder. I'm going to click on list again. This is basically the starting point. And I'm going to put that code right here. That 451356C. Now, because I've already created a shared campaign. So that's, hence the name shared. It's an easy way to deliver it to you guys via that code. So I click it, but it's the same as what's in the back office of Traffic Leads to Income. If you've already done a setup, you're okay. You don't have to replicate this. But I'm going to click on Get Campaign, and look what it just did. It created. I already had a campaign called Traffic Leads to Income, so now it created Traffic Leads to Income 1, and all the letters are already installed. So I mean, how much time did I just save in this training? They're there. I have to go back and edit them, and we'll take a look at that. But before I show you about the letter editing process, if I show you right here in sort of the upper right hand area here, that's where this new campaign is called Traffic Leads to Income 1. So it's been created. It's got the letters. Just remind me, they have to be edited. But the next thing is now, all we need to do is grab this form code. Okay? So what we do is we go to forms. Okay, and it says click here to create a new form. So we're going to actually do that, and you would need to do this as well. So gives a form name, thank you page. There's a standard thank you page that comes up that is pretty professional. You can change the voice to male or female or Spanish or Russian or Polish. You can actually do a custom thank you page as well. This is more of a generic one. It just thanks the person for opting in, for filling in the Traffic Leads to Income lead capture page, and says check your email for confirmation. And I do recommend the double opt-in, which means they don't officially come to your list until they click a link in the email. That way you have a valid email address. Otherwise, somebody could put junk in and it's in your list. But you don't want a dirty list that has a very low accuracy percentage. So the next field in this form is the already subscribed thank you page. So what I use there is I go to my affiliate tools and Traffic Leads to Income, and that's the sign up page. The sign up page in Traffic Leads to Income. It's the third link here. So it's not the referral page. The person doesn't need the big sales job. They just need a way to join the program, Traffic Leads to Income, and you're looking at what that form looks like. And most people are okay filling in a second form. we have seen. So we're going to go back to GVO in my campaign here, and I'm going to paste in that as my already subscribed thank you page. What that means is if somebody's already on my list and they've gone through this process again, they're going to be presented again with joining the program. So that makes a lot of sense because that's the next logical step. Join the list, join the program, move forward through the 11-step training process. The next little box here talks about what the fields are. Full name is fine, an email address, so you really don't have to touch anything there. Leave that double opt-in checked in, or checked rather. Click create, and voila, you have a form. Okay? So now there's all these little buttons to the right-hand side here. One of them looks like a sheet of paper. It's called HTML. So I click on that, and I grab this code. Grab means copy and paste. Okay, so that's what I do. I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to save it just in case. Put it down below there. And I'm going to now go to my step 6 in traffic leads to income. I'm going to get rid of that sign up page. I don't need that anymore. And I'm going to go back to home page and then go down to my little reference library here and click on save, preview, edit lead capture page. Okay. And then I'm going to come down here. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a specific area that talks about form code. So this is something that sometimes confuses people, but we did a good job by marking it. So it's always marked with an end and beginning. So right here, now I have traffic wave as part of this, so I'm not going to officially save this, but I'm going to show you as much as I can. But where it says begin autoresponder capture form, I'm going to leave that intact because it leaves that tag there. But it starts out always with form. So this is the old stuff. So I'm going to take my mouse and I'm going to get it all highlighted. Okay. And I'm going to go like that and click backspace, which on my computer gets rid of all that. And I'm going to hit Control V, and I've pasted in this new GVO Eresponder, HostThenProfit Eresponder code. And then all I've got to do is click Save Lead Capture Page. And once I do that, I'm given a tracking link, and I'm given the non-tracking link, your LCP URL. So that's the link with the traffic leads to income domain in it. So I'm a big fan of tracking. We have affiliate toolbox integrated into traffic leads to income as our tracking resource of choice. But and we've just added this feature by exposing and showing you the regular traffic leads to income lead capture link. You can take that anywhere. Take it over to whatever tracking that you're comfortable with and that you want to use. So that gives you guys a little bit more flexibility. And let's see what this page looks like. I can click on preview actually after I've saved. And that's sort of what it looks like. You can change the verbiage. You can change some colors. You can change the, you can change a lot of things. You can, if you're really good at playing with pages and code. It's a little harder in step 6 because it's basically just HTML code. If you're upgraded, you can go to step 11. You can pull this puppy up and you can use the what you see is what you get editor. And it's a lot easier to then make some changes and make your page stand out versus somebody else's. So, but at the end of the day, this little area that says name and email address, when somebody fills that out and hits submit, that's going to trigger my HostThenProfit Eresponder. They're going to show as a pending subscriber. They will get an email that they're asked to click the link on, and when they do, they will become a official subscriber to my list, and they'll also be thrown over to that traffic leads to income sign up page. They'll start receiving my 6-part email series, and I'm going to follow up with them personally. And that's the power of what we do here. We build our list first before anybody else's, including program owners, of course, and then we expose. This is the next step. This is the first program you should get involved in. Okay, this is step 1 then. We want you to understand the power of Skype and the Rob's Networkers community. We want you to then in step 2 to understand the power of the Firefox browser. We want you to start setting up your lead capture page in step 3. You know, it's a beautiful thing. It flows really smoothly. So let me close that out. Let me also close this out. And then you just continue your traffic leads to income setup from here. You know, you go to step 7. You take a look at the downline builder. This is where the pinball machine action starts happening when your referrals start saying, oh, okay, let me see what's in my sponsor's downline builder. Okay, there's the primary business. There's the tracking program. There's the autoresponder. There's traffic exchange programs. There's safe lists. We've all had it happen. My God, what just happened? I got 15 new, you got a new referral emails. Again, it's part of the, you know, I'm a golfer. It's like hitting the sweet spot of the club on the big-headed driver and hitting that ball 300 yards down the middle. I mean, this is why we do what we do, for these moments. But you got to have the system, and you got to have the setup, and you got to have the, you build the mousetrap, and you put the cheese in there, and it's a beautiful thing. And it's not a if it works, it's when it works. It's when, it's just a matter of when it's going to work. It works. It's not a matter of if. There's no doubt about it. It will. How much are you going to advertise it? Where are you going to put it? Are you going to send all your traffic to it? So, and the results will come if you do those things. So I'm going to log out of traffic leads to income. I'm going to come back to my GVO just to show you that letter editing process. So I'm going to click on messages now, because it tells me up in the upper right here that I'm still in my traffic leads to income #1 campaign. So all these buttons are corresponding to that. So messages, I should have 6 of them. I do. Let's edit the first one. There's a little edit button, a little pencil. Again, those little buttons to the far right here. So click edit. Well, I'm Susie Smith, right? So I'm not going to want the signature line to say Rob Gearing, right? So I'm going to change that. But before I get into that, there's a send after. It's simple. Send after 0 days after previous message. So if it's the first message, that would be 0. If it's the second message, I would want it to be 1 day after the previous message. And basically then you decide how much spacing you want between your letters. You have your subject line. That doesn't need to be edited. I already put in the tags for you. Hi, subscriber, first name. Thank you for joining. We're glad that you're part of our team. You would edit this referral URL because you're not referral number 3, and all you got to do is highlight it. Go to the little links button in this area right here, and you would change that number 3, or actually you would just put in a whole new you'd put your entire traffic leads to income referral URL in there, and you want to test that. You want to make sure that the outside and the inside are what you want it to be. So it doesn't have to be a link with a, this is going to be confusing when I try to explain it, but I always do the link and then a link within that takes the person to where you want them to go. That could actually just be words that I embed a link inside of as well. So it's really up to your preference there. Just make sure that it's your stuff, because I want you to get credit, not me. The other thing that you're probably going to edit in this first message is just the signature line. So change the name, change the email address. You can get rid of the link. That's to my blog, or you can make it to your blog, and then click, or actually once you're edited, you take the whole thing and you paste it into the text box, because you want to have text and HTML both represented, and then you hit edit, and that'll save it. And you do the same thing with all 6 letters. Now I can go out and advertise that link, that traffic leads to income lead capture page. Okay? And probably I'm going to wrap up my steps of success. I'm going to take it all the way to step 11. I understand what to do. I need to go out and advertise my my trackable traffic leads to income list building tip of the funnel lead generation page. Okay? And sit back and not sit back, but wait for the results to happen. You must advertise in order to get results. You must send all your traffic to your list building lead capture page. And then personally follow up. You'll get results. Oh, it'll come. And then you're also personally following up. And that's part of what I teach, but that's not what the training was about tonight. I just wanted to show you how easy it is when you don't have in step 4 your chosen autoresponder as part of the drop-down menu, how easy it is to still proceed. And we did a lot of great work there, and we pasted our form code into step 6, and that was really the extent of it. So now it's just a matter of advertising, following up, and repeating that cycle of success over and over and over again. So you're building a list. You will see your downline and traffic leads to income increase in the other programs that you care about. And all of a sudden, you're a leader. You're not just a marketer. You're actually getting results. People are looking at you as somebody who is having success, has a successful formula, and all the good things are happening to you. Your list size is nice. Your downlines are growing. You're earning money. You're making more than you're spending. That's what it's all about. So thank you for listening. I'm going to end the recording now. I wish you success on the rest of your setup. And thank you very much for taking a look at our training today about step 4 in traffic leads to income, steps 4, 5, and 6, integrating traffic leads to income with HostThenProfit, which is in the traffic leads to income downline builder. Thank you very much.